But anyway, number 4, moving on, Bad Batch, Rescue on Ryloth. When we left off from the Twi'lek homeworld, it was in the midst of a military occupation despite fighting with the Republic and the clone troopers. Hera, with her parents in prison, signals the batch for a rescue mission. The hatch plan in which Hera, Omega, and the droid Chopper would disable cannons at a refinery away from the city. With the cannons disabled, Wrecker and Tech would bomb the refinery while Hunter and Echo sneak in to rescue the prisoners. Crosshair sets a trap, but before it is sprung, a rogue clone trooper sacrifices himself to help Hunter and the gang escape through a different route. At the end, Crosshair secures military orders to hunt down the Bad Batch. Thoughts?
Now we have kind of an end game. Like, not to take away from our Marvel thing, but we do know like something's happening. Whether this is a 1 season or 2 season show, like we get something here, which we didn't have for a while. And I still like the show for positive review the entire way up here. But now we know there's something at large, like the Bad Batch are at risk. At first, you never ever thought this, and they're just like mission complete, move on. Now they're at risk at like something happening, and I still think at the end of the day, Crosshair is gonna switch. There's gonna be a different thing. We don't know, but whether it's this episode or this season, or maybe there's another season, because I think I will say at this point, this show is definitely worthy of another season. There's enough storyline that they can do in the sense of you're appealing to kids, and we're going back in that Space Jam thing. You're not appealing to people. Your idea is to appeal to us in the sense that we want to watch it, which I still want to watch this, and I watch every week. Not just because of the show. I would still watch this if our show didn't exist, because I like Star Wars and I like Star Wars content. But this episode felt like there's a lot happening now. And so I think that made me excited. The fact that they're, Omega, there's definitely something with Omega big is going to happen. I really feel like that is happening. And so that makes me excited. So right now, like I left this episode excited for what is happening. And, there's not a lot left. So we have something, right? So we have 2 episodes. We're going to have the penultimate where we're going to have something big, but we're not going to be sure what happens. And then we're going to have what actually happens. So I think we're in for a treat coming up. Not, the way that I will say, it's not like getting a penultimate, movie where the second movies haven't really been that good going forward. I think we're actually going to get something good on these last 2 episodes. I'm excited. I'm very excited, actually.
I think, number 1, the episode itself was fine. Right. It was a rescue mission. It seemed to do a lot of rescue missions. But I think,
that's their thing, right? That's what they're paid to do. Yeah.
Kind of like we said last week, everybody's the chips are getting pushed into the middle of the table, and things are going to go down. Here's my prediction is that in the next episode, Crosshair is going to disable them in some way, regain Omega, and bring her back to the cloners. And then the final episode will be that, they have to go rescue her. I think that there's probably a pretty safe bet in that. And then maybe at the very end of it, Darth Vader shows up and fucking kills everyone. I mean, who knows? You know what I mean? Because this is after Revenge of the Sith. So he's out there. He's around. But and this show has like the connective tissue to Rebels, obviously, like we talked about with Hera and Chopper and stuff like that. So it's kind of getting there. I will be honest, like at this point, I feel like this has gone too long.
I was going to say 2 episodes too long.
Well, I think
that's what I was literally going to say.
This could have been done in 10. This could have been done in 10 episodes, especially when you count the first one was like the length of 3 on its own, because it was like 70 minutes or whatever. So I just feel like kind of the day of, and we talked about this in one of our previous episodes, the day of the 22-24 season thing is over. Like, especially with cartoons where there's so much that's just filler.
Yeah.
Just to get to that mark, you know what I mean? And this show is it's like we said with the Space Jam, you know, they're gonna sell the Bad Batch Lego shuttle. It's gonna be like $70. They're gonna have toys. There's gonna be, you know, all of this is a vehicle to just merchandise. You know what I mean?
Do you think that it went this long because it appeals to kids though? And it's the summer. It's the summer. If this was the winter, this is 10 episodes. It's the summer. You got to give your kids, like, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I don't, you know, no, I don't have kids, so I don't know what appeals to kids other than, you know, merchandise.
Right.
So
yeah, I don't know. I don't know. And, you know, the other thing notwithstanding is that, and a lot of people have said this, is this could have just been another season of the Clone Wars. So
sure.
Whatever. But yeah, a little bit too long. Some of the episodes, like looking back, like as these episodes now where there's a clear progression from one episode to the next, like there's a consistent through line in terms of the narrative story. There's some episodes that you could go back and you can have gotten rid of. Yeah. So to
totally agree.
To whatever, but you know, we'll see. I have a feeling that that there won't be a second season, and I would also say that there's a good chance that if there is one, we probably won't do a weekly review of it.
All right.
Or maybe we will. I don't know. We'll see what's happening around that time. If nothing's going on, then I mean that's been the other thing was like this has carried us through kind of the end of Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Summer.
Yeah, there's not as much going on. So
yeah. Well, we'll see what happens when it happens. I still have high hopes for it, but